In this video, I'm going to attempt to make low-fat pizza burgers. Welcome everyone, I'm Mark. This is the Average Me channel. In this video, I'm going to attempt to make low-fat pizza burgers. I say attempt because I don't have a recipe. I generally don't know what I'm doing. Instead of a recipe, I'm going to use a Guess-ipe because I'm just going to guess at everything. Low fat because we are going to be using ground turkey. So let's get started. So we're going to start with some ground turkey. I have about a pound of ground turkey there. And then we're going to use 1 egg. And the egg is just a binder. So we're not going to worry too much about the egg. I apologize if you are hearing some noises. I got the dishwasher going. The refrigerator is humming, so we're just going to have to deal with it. I've got some onion powder here. Give this a little bit of flavor. I've got Italian seasoning. And this just has a bunch of things in it. Thyme, oregano, rosemary, sage. And I'll put a bunch of that in there. I have some garlic powder, so we'll just get some garlic in there. And then I'm going to mix the, one more thing. I'm going to put a little bit of pizza sauce in this. Not a lot, but I'm going to put a little bit to give it some flavor, and we'll add more later. So that's what we're doing, and we're just going to get in there and mix it all up. Now this turkey doesn't have nearly the body of beef, so I'm not really sure how well this is going to form into patties, but we'll give it a try. I'm going to bring this over to my cutting board, and we're going to see if we can form some patties out of this. This is already not working out the way I envisioned it, simply because there's not a lot of body to this. It's very sloppy. So, I don't know. This is going to be a really interesting experiment. You know how beef, usually you can make a little patty, and this is just very, almost liquidy. So anyhow, my plan was to make 2 thin patties and sandwich the ingredients in between there. And the ingredients are not going to be much. They're going to be some spaghetti sauce and some mozzarella cheese. So we're going to put this aside for a little bit, and we'll get that mozzarella cheese ready. So just to make sure this fits, I'm going to make little circles out of the mozzarella cheese. And don't worry about the rest of this because it won't go to waste. I will be topping the burgers with that later. There we go. And I'm making 2 of them because I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to make 1 in the air fryer and 1 on the stove top. So let's see how this works. Not too much of the sauce because I really don't want this to explode all over the place. I think if I put this in the refrigerator, it would probably stiffen a little bit, but I don't have time for that. Ooh, this is going to be a really healthy burger. Okay, let's see if we can get this into the pan. All right, this is going to have some serious issues. I'll try to shape it a little bit in there. And we're at medium-high heat, and we'll let that go for 3 or 4 minutes. And I've got another one going into the air fryer. I'm going to put that at a high temperature, 400 degrees, for 4 minutes, and then we'll flip it. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, not looking too bad. I'm going to turn down the temperature just a little bit. That's getting a little crisper than I like it. And we'll let that cook. Well, this is about done. We're flipping. That doesn't look too bad. I actually like the looks of that better than the one in the pan. We'll flip that over. Oh, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. Some of that is going to squirt out, but let's cook it another 4 minutes. Okay, it's hard to tell with turkey whether or not it's cooked all the way through. This really is a different kind of meat than beef. So I'm going to turn the temperature down and just let that cook a little bit to make sure that it's cooked inside. Time to try to put some cheese on here. So we're piecing together from that mozzarella that I cut up. And I think I'm going to turn the heat off and just let that melt with the remaining heat in the pan. And we'll add a little cheese to the one in the air fryer as well. And that looks pretty good. I like the looks of this one. I'll let that go for another minute. And there we go. So we're going to put them both on a plate and slice them open and see what they look like. Just from the looks of them, I like the look of the air fryer patty better. It looks like it was more evenly cooked. It doesn't have all of the dark and light spots on it, and it also feels firmer. So let's cut it open and see what it looks like inside. Oh boy, that really does look good, doesn't it? You can see the sauce in there and the cheese. This side again. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that one kind of blended together. The pocket didn't remain quite as defined, but let's taste it. All right. We're going to try a little piece of the air fryer. It's really nice and firm, held together. You can see it looks very evenly cooked. A pizza flavor is coming through. In the future, I would use a lot more of it, a lot more sauce. And I think when I put this on a bun, I'm going to put some of that pizza sauce right on top. Now let's try the pan cooked. Very similar, but I have to say the evenness of the air fryer makes a more pleasant patty. So I'm going to put these on a bun. I am going to use pizza sauce as a condiment rather than ketchup, and we'll see how that tastes. So there you go, half and half. With pizza sauce on it. I think this is going to be good. That was the air fryer side. Really good. Let's try the pan side. I have to say, once we get it on a bun, we put a little bit of that pizza sauce. I can't tell much of a difference. If I were to make this again, I would do two things. Number one, I would put that meat in the refrigerator. That's where the rest of the meat is now that I didn't use, until it gets firmer. And I think that'll be a lot easier to work with. And secondly, I'm cooking it in the air fryer. because the air fryer was easier. I think it cooked it more evenly, and we ended up with a nice, thoroughly cooked, firm hamburger patty. Before we wrap things up, I made 4 more kind of little slider size. It was 4 minutes at 400 in the air fryer, flipped them 3 minutes, and they look really, really good. These are very tasty. I want to add, if I were to do it again, another thing I would do is probably not add the egg. I usually add an egg to beef because it acts like a binder to hold it together. I think it was just too much liquid, and I probably wouldn't have put the pizza sauce in there. I think those two things really added to the that goopy consistency. So that would be something that I'll change when I make this again. I will make this again because it was very good, very, very tasty. So there you go. Another Guess-ipe that I think is a success. Thanks for watching.